everyone, Sassy Critic here, and I talk about film, television shows, and novels. So if that's your thing, hop on for the ride. And what a ride it is, because right now the White Lotus is airing, and I thought it would be a fun time to rate the White Lotus characters. Who is your favorite character on the White Lotus? Are you enjoying the season so far? I just finished season 3, episode 5 yesterday, which was really interesting because let's just say that if I didn't finish episode 5 before filming this video, I would have completely different opinions of some of these characters. But we are going to be ranking characters from all 3 seasons. So if you are interested, give this video a like and subscribe for more of these fun ranking videos. But with that said, let's hop into it. Alright, so we have some rankings here. At the top we have best of the best. These are characters that I love. I love no matter what happens in the show. Like they'll always be my favorite. Then we have good. These are characters that I like. They're not my favorite. They have some of their flaws are not what I feel makes them a great character, so they go under good. Then we're gonna put them. Then we have okay. These are characters that, let's just say, I neither hate nor love. They just okay. Yeah, I think that's self-explanatory. Then we have boring. Again, another self-explanatory one. These are characters that I just find boring. I don't think I'm going to put many characters in this category. Maybe I will. We'll have to look and see. But yeah, that's that. And then we have nope. These are characters I just hate. Like, I don't like them at all, at least at this time of filming. I mean, episode 6 is coming out on Monday my time. I know it comes out Sunday night. I think it's East Pacific time. I could be completely wrong, but because I'm in South Africa, the episode will be airing Monday on my side. So yeah, things can change when I watch the next few episodes, and then I could have a completely different perception of some of these characters and of the story overall. So now that we have an understanding of each of the rankings, let's go ahead and rate these characters. Okay, so first up we have Rick from season 3. I really want to put this person like at the bottom. I'm tempted to, but I just find him okay. I do have to lie. I cannot lie. I have to tell the truth with this one. I found Rick boring from the beginning of the season, but then all of a sudden, like, they gave him a backstory of his father that was unalived, and when his mother died, the mother told him who killed his father. So there's that bit of depth there, but I am asking myself, why is he dating such a young woman such as Chelsea? Because the age gap is very noticeable. Like, I know a lot of the older men in season 3 are dating young women, but I mean, it doesn't make it right. I mean, I want to put him by nope, but I don't hate him. He's in between boring and nope, not gonna lie. I don't like him. My opinions of him are gonna change, but let's put him by boring for now. Which is interesting because I don't really find him boring. Next up we have Tanya from seasons 1 and 2. Tanya's cool, not gonna lie. She's not my favorite, I know, and this is where we have to differentiate between the character and the actress. I love Jennifer Coolidge If this was ranking the actors, Jennifer Coolidge would be best of the best. Alright, but we're talking about characters, and Tanya is not my favorite. Like, she's really not. I think she's an iconic character. And a fun fact, Mike White had Jennifer Coolidge in mind for the role of Tanya. So, with that little interesting tidbit in mind, I think it just shows how iconic Jennifer Coolidge is. But I'm gonna put her by good. Okay, next up we have Rocco. I have like no opinion. What does he do in season two? I mean, he dates the waitress. I don't know. My memory could be serving me wrong, so I'm gonna put him by boring. Okay, next up we have Quinn. But before we go to Quinn, I just want to say this: Quinn and Lachlan. So Quinn is from season one of the White Lotus, and Lachlan is from season three of the White Lotus. And we've already been proven that the seasons are all linked up to each other. Like some characters from season one, for example, Jennifer Coolidge's character Tanya appears in season two, and we have Greg from season one, who was married to Tanya, appear in season three. And I know everyone, or not everyone, but I know there was a theory out there that Portia from season two is, what's her name, Laurie's daughter. Where's Laurie? Yeah, I put them right underneath each other. Is Laurie's daughter, but then that proved to be wrong because Laurie mentioned her daughter's name in one of the episodes, which is interesting. My theory, and I haven't seen this online, but my theory is that Quinn and Lachlan are related. So that would mean that the Ratcliffs, and I forgot Quinn's surname, but I suspect that the two of them are probably cousins. And it's not just because the actors look the same with the curly hair and then similar face structure, but it's also because of like both families are rich, or both families are significantly wealthy. Like, and I get it. In order for you to afford to go to something, to a hotel like the White Lotus, you got to have money. But I mean, the resemblance is there between Quinn and Lachlan. I'm gonna say they are cousins. If we see a Connie Britton in the next season, Connie Britton plays Nicole. If we see Connie Britton in season 4, or if we see Quinn in the next season talking about some family member, then y'all know Sassy Critic brought up this theory. But back to Quinn. I'm gonna put Quinn. Quinn is an interesting character. I actually felt quite sorry for him because of how he was treated by his sister, and the fact that he ends up sleeping in the closet. But I'm happy that he got his ending. He got to go canoeing in Maui, and he ran away from his family. Not to say that I recommend doing that, but specifically for Quinn, like, I'm happy for him. So I think I'm gonna put him by. I had a very soft spot for this guy. He's not best of the best, and we're gonna put him under good. All right. Next we have Lachlan. I saw episode 5. I saw what happened between Lachlan and Saxon. I don't know. Okay, so let's just put a bit of a backstory to this. Lachlan is the youngest son of Victoria, and I honestly forgot the father's name, if I have to be 100% honest here. But yeah, he's the youngest Ratcliffe, and you can tell like his older siblings want to hang out with him. Like, I know Piper wanted to take him to they call it the monastery, where the Buddhist monks are. And then you have Saxon that's like, no, you need to hang out with me, sort of thing, which I did find weird. I do have to admit how the two siblings were fighting over Lachlan. Like, I don't know. That was just such a weird dynamic for me to see. But then later on in the season, we find that when he goes to the spa, to get like a treatment or whatever, then he's posture by the specialist. So I don't know what they call them, but he gets told that he's a people pleaser, and I find that to be quite relevant to his character. That's very true. He wants to please both of his siblings. Like at first he goes to hang out with Piper, then he goes to hang out with Saxon. In episode 5, when Piper is like, hey, I'm going to go tell mom and dad that I'm going to stay in Thailand, and she needs him to be a crutch for her. And he decides at the very last minute when Saxon is like, oh, we're going to go party on a boat, then last minute he goes with Saxon. And I have the feeling that when it comes to Lachlan, he doesn't really have that full on sense of identity. He's 17 years old. He's a senior in high school. Both of of his siblings are, you know, adults, legally adults, and it just like while I'm watching this, and I could be wrong from episode 6 onwards. It just looks like he doesn't have that sense of identity, and we definitely see that being played out in episode 5 when he goes on that boat with Saxon, where they start taking substances and he's partying and all of that. Um, I just feel sorry for him. He's clearly at an age where he needs to know who he is. He needs to work on that. And I don't want to go too deep with him, but they did like a lot of character development with this, with Lachlan. So I mean, I feel like Quinn and Lachlan are similar in that nature. Quinn is less of a people pleaser, but I'm gonna put. Mm, yeah, I mean he's my favorite until like the last episode. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm gonna put him by best of the best. Don't come for me. This is just my personal opinions. All right, next we have Lonnie from season 1. She doesn't appear much, as far as I remember. Like I know she was pregnant, and the next thing you know, she gives birth, and that's it. That's her story arc. So it is unfortunate. I'm gonna have to put her. Let's put her by okay. I mean, putting her by boring is a bit insulting. Okay, next we have. I think his name is Dominic from season 2. He's an S addict, and yeah, we're just gonna put him by nope. I'm sorry. If you like this guy, that's fine. If you like this story arc, that's fine. He does look like the kind of guy that is sorry for what he did, because he has a big problem. He had as far as I understand, he had multiple affairs. His wife found out. Next thing you know, he's in Italy going to the White Lotus with Bert and Albie. Wants to know his family history all of a sudden. But he still hooks up with, oh, what's her name? With Lucia. And Lucia is a sex worker. So, yeah, I'm going to put him by nope. Like, I'm not shaming sex workers. I just want to put that out and be very clear about this. But because of his behavior, because of what he did to his wife, I just hate that. If it's one thing I hate, is like characters having affairs and stuff like that. Like it gets to me. I don't know why, but yeah, he's not likable, not just because of the affairs, but also because even though he's claiming to become a better person, he's still. I just don't like this character. I just don't. Um, Next we have Chelsea. Can I just say I love Amy Lou. I watched Sex Education. That show was really good. At least the first 2 seasons were really good. I'm going to put Chelsea. I like Chelsea. She seems like she gets her nose into Rick, but she comes from like a very good place. I like her better than Lachlan. I'm gonna put her by best of the best. Next we have. Olivia from season 1. I don't remember much about Olivia. We're just gonna put it by okay. What I will say about Olivia though is that she comes across as someone who has the privilege and the wealth and shows it. Like, but she's more likable than Saxon. We'll get to Saxon when we get to Saxon. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna put it by okay. I'm gonna put it by okay. Next we have Jack from season 2, played by Leo Woodall. Again, if this had to be me ranking the actors, Leo Woodall would be at best of the best. I'm sorry, I love Leo Woodall. I saw him in the White Lotus. I saw him in Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. I'm just saying, if I had to rank the actors, he'd be best of the best next to Jennifer Coolidge. Jennifer Coolidge would be number 1, FYI. But I'm gonna put Jack. Let's talk about Jack for a bit. I'm so tempted to put him by nope. But he does kind of redeem himself. No, let's put him by nope. He's a bit scaly. Okay, let's talk about Jack. So Jack is from season 2 of the White Lotus. Him and Portia has a conversation with Albie, so you think, okay, they're gonna date, but no. Portia kind of gets wrapped up with Jack. Jack claims to be the nephew to Tom Hollander's character Quentin, but they're not nephews. Let's just say that they're not like he's not Quentin's nephew. Let's just say that, and he's supposed to be like this cute, charming guy. Him and Portia hit it off, but then he takes her to this unknown place, and then she starts to question him, and it's like, I'm not his nephew. I was sent to put you in this place, in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so he's very scaly in that regard, and I would say, like, I think this just goes as a lesson to everyone out there. If you are in a foreign country and you meet this guy and he comes across as charming, or you meet this girl and she comes across as charming, do not, and I learned this lesson. I'm not saying I went through it. I did not go through this. But after watching season 2, I was like, I will never go to a foreign country where I will meet someone and then just go to random places without being without having someone with me. You know what I mean? For safety reasons. Because if you in a foreign country for like a short amount of time, you don't know the person like you would know everyone else. Yeah, that's just what I got to say about that. Don't go to places alone with people. Have someone with you. But back to Jack. I'm gonna put him by nope. He does feel sorry at the end, which makes me want to put him by boring, but he's not boring. It's a nope. For the most part, he had a story. He had his intentions in mind. He was about to go through with it. Just because you change your mind at the last minute doesn't make it good. It doesn't make you a good person all of a sudden. It makes you a redeemable person. So I'm putting Jack at the bottom by nope. Next up we have Chloe. Chloe is a model. I would just like to say that throughout of episode 4 and 5, or at least at the part where Chloe and Lachlan meet, and then she starts making flirty remarks about him, the entire time I was literally screaming at my TV. I was like, he's 17. He's a senior in high school. That's illegal. No, we're not going to put it by good. Because here's the thing though, in episode 4, I think it was episode 4, she was saying like how she likes young men, and I'm just like, he's a teenager. I don't know, but she looks young herself. I think she's supposed to be like 21 or 22. Still doesn't make it right. Yeah, we're gonna put it by no, but you know she's better than Jack. I'll say that. Next we have Saxon. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about Saxon. Okay, Saxon, Saxon. Um, did you know that he is played by by Patrick Schwarzenegger? Which makes him the brother to Catherine Schwarzenegger, who is married to Chris Pratt, which means he's the son to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm saying all of this because I don't want to talk about Saxon. Okay. Saxon really annoyed me from the beginning. Saxon is one of those characters where he annoys me, but I would also be charmed by him at the same time, which makes me be so much more annoyed with him. Um, and then I will say this, he does say no to substances, which is like the one good thing I can say about him. But he's very annoying. He's annoying. He gives off varsity varsity type of vibes. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but like he's kind of a douchebag. Maybe that's just me. Again, I would just like to reiterate: if you like this character, that's perfectly fine. I would be charmed and annoyed by him at the same time. Oh gosh. Okay. Do we have to talk about what happens in episode 5? Which reminds me, I should probably put Lachlan down because of what he does in episode 5. Okay, let's talk about episode 5. So in episode 5, Saxon and Lachlan go to a party and on a boat where Chelsea and Chloe are. And at some point, there's substances involved. Lachlan is drinking, Saxon is drinking. They take some sort of tablet. I don't know. They don't specify what it is. And I would just like to say, Saxon and Lachlan are brothers, and Lachlan is a senior in high school. So we can assume he's 17. They don't specify if he did turn 18 already. But at some point in season 3, episode 5, they do kiss. And Lachlan goes ahead for the kissing. The reason why... Okay, we're going to put Lachlan by good, but end of good. That's my personal opinion. The reason why I don't want to rank Lachlan too low is because I still feel like the reason why he's doing what he's doing in season 3 is because he is just like a chronic people pleaser, and I feel like that's very relatable. I know that that's relatable to me, like just doing things to please people. Now, have I done the sort of things that happen in episode 5 to please people? No. I just want to emphasize that I did not. But the people pleasing side of me relates to how Lachlan feels. And so I will not put him by best of the best. I'll put him by good. Because I'm reminded by what happened in episode 5. But back to Saxon. I'm going to put Saxon by nope. But he is very charming. So I kind of want to put him by boring. Nope. I'm going to put him by nope. But we'll put them at the beginning of nope. He's just annoying. I feel like in the show, they're going to give him a redemption arc. I feel like he's going to be given a redemption arc from episode 6 onwards. Okay. Next, we have Valentina from season 2. I really like her. I'm going to put her by good. She doesn't really do anything bad, in my opinion. She does sleep with Mia, and that's it. And I wouldn't even say that's a bad thing. She just kind of. She does allow herself to be manipulated by Mia and Lucia, or rather by Mia, but. Hmm. But I would say that's not really a reflection of her character. That's just, it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah. I did like her better than Lachlan. Yeah. Quinn is gonna. There we go. I think that's a good reflection. Next up, we have Shane from season 1. Yeah, he's going to know. This guy acts like rich, wealthy, highly privileged person. And not to say that if you are a wealthy, rich, wealthy business, or like wealthy person with all that privilege, that you aren't automatically a bad person. But Shane is just annoying to me. So yeah, he gets nope. Next we have Armand. Okay, so it's kind of funny about what happened, what he does to Shane's bag. That's a crime. I should not be laughing. I'm gonna put him by boring actually. He takes a lot of substances. He goes on a substance fueled bender, and he does things with the one of the employees. So I feel like I should put him by nope because of that alone. Okay, let's put him by nope. Next we have Portia. Portia, I'm gonna put by okay. She kind of annoyed me in the beginning, especially when she went with Jack and not Albie. Like, Albie's not the greatest character either. We'll get to him soon. But yeah, I'm gonna put her by okay. She's the one that, you know, ends up choosing Jack, which obviously it is her choice. But she did annoy me a bit in the beginning. I know, and which is weird. Again, if I had to be ranking the actors, I mean, she's played by Haley Lou Richardson. She'd be by best of the best. I like her. Same for Sydney Sweeney. Okay, for Sydney Sweeney, I'll probably put her by good, not by best of the best. I like Sydney Sweeney, but I feel like I need to watch more of her projects in order for me to really make her my favorite. But I do really like her. But in terms of the character, I think I'm going to put Portia by okay. She does become a victim, and I do feel sorry for her, but she's not my favorite. So, okay. Guy talk. Yeah, we're putting him by good. I wish this guy can stand up for himself. I wish Guy Talk can stand up for himself. By the way, I'm gonna say that he's better than Valentina. So Guy Talk, he's the security of the hotel in season 3. Um, he wants to be promoted. He wants to be in a better place than he is now. But he doesn't have that much confidence. I mean, in season 3, episode 5, I mean, he attempts to stand up for himself. The entire time when I was watching the scene where he was asking Ratliff, I forgot his name, but when he was asking Ratliff, we're just gonna call him Ratliff, for his pew pew, if you get my drift, he's like, Ratliff just says, I don't know what you're talking about, and then he like whimpers down and then walks away. And I'm like, no, stand your ground. You're security of this hotel. People trust you for like protection in the hotel. I just feel like and maybe I was just hoping, but Guy Talk should have been like, I think you know what I'm talking about. Or I don't know, maybe there would have been some sort of fight. I was kind of hoping there would be some kind of like action scene, but no, he just kind of walks away. I feel like if he did stand up for himself, I would put him by best of the best. Okay, next we have Greg slash Gary slash I don't know what this guy's name is, but he's very slimy. So far he's appeared in all 3 seasons actually, which is interesting. I mean, I want to see if he's going to be in season 4. But this guy's shady. In season 1, I thought he was okay because, like, you know, he meets Tanya, the two have a relationship. In season 2, it's like he's there and then he leaves, and then, oh yes, by the end of season 2, Tanya finds a picture of Greg with Quentin. So we finally like piecing together what this guy has done. And then in season 3, where we see Belinda at the White Lotus in Thailand, and then we see Greg, or now he's changed his name to Gary, at the White Lotus, and now he's dating, he's dating Chloe, which Chloe says they were dating for a year. But if you put the puzzle pieces together, the year before, he was at the White Lotus in Italy. The guy is scaly. I don't know what he's doing, what his plans are. Is he planning to take money? Like, I'm trying to figure out what this guy's deal is. I know he's a dangerous person, and even Chloe said in episode 5 that she feels Gary, obviously his name is Greg, is capable of unaliving her. I'm putting him by nope. Yeah, at the end. Yeah. Next we have Victoria Ratcliffe. She's played by Parker Posey, and I would have to say she's doing a really good job. Like, Parker Posey is doing a really great job as Victoria. She has that Southern Belle sort of accent. I could attempt to do it, but I don't think I will. So I liked Victoria, and then around episode 2, yeah, I think it was episode 2, Kate walked up to them. And she, again, Kate's directly underneath. But Kate walks up to their table and says, like, don't I know you? We went to a baby shower together. We went away for the weekend. And Victoria is a bit standoffish. And I'm wondering the reason why she was being standoffish was because maybe she did similar behavior to Kate, Laurie, and Jacqueline that we see in episode 5 of the White Lotus. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wondering. Maybe Victoria was, having a wild weekend and she doesn't want her family to know. So I feel like this woman has a very weird backstory that we are going to find out. But I'm going to put her by okay. Yeah, but do I think she's better than Portia? Yeah, I think she's better than Portia. And better than Olivia. There we go. That makes sense. Next up, we have Paula. Paula, I found about as annoying as I found Olivia. I know Olivia, I did say that I found her to be an okay character. I still think that, but I did find Paula. And I think it's because Paula and Olivia are friends, and therefore it's by association. But the more that the season goes on, she's in season 1 of The White Lotus. I actually found her to be a pretty interesting character. Yeah, I'm gonna put her. She's definitely better than Quinn. I'm gonna put him. Yeah, put her there. There we go. Next we have Belinda. Belinda's best of the best. No questions asked. What exactly has this woman done wrong in my eyes? Absolutely nothing. But if I have to be 100% serious here and 100% honest, I love Belinda. I love Natasha Rothwell. Natasha Rothwell does a really great job as Belinda in the series. She appears in season 1 and season 3. Belinda deserves the best, and I hope she survives this season because I really just want to see her in season 4. I want her to be, that character that we get to see thrive in this business. And I mean, she does work for the White Lotus hotel. She's on a business exchange, so she's no longer in Maui. She's now in Thailand. And yeah, I think because she gets like a bit of like she is a more interesting character than Chelsea. I'll say that. Natasha Rothwell, she does a really great job as Belinda. So with Belinda, she works at a spa in season 1 of the White Lotus. There she meets Tanya again directly underneath her, and when she meets Tanya is like, oh, let's do a business together and stuff, and Belinda gets so excited, and it's so sad that something like this did happen where, promises didn't go through. She deserves so much better than this. And then in season 3, we see her working at the Thailand White Lotus, and we still see her being an employee at the White Lotus. And I want to see this character thrive. I want to see this woman have her own business and just be successful. She just comes across as really sweet, motherly, but stands her ground, and that's what I love about her. She just deserves all the best in my eyes. And by the way, that kiss between her and I forgot the other guy's name. I'm so sorry. That kiss, like I was waiting 5 episodes for that. Thank you very much. Like, yes, this woman deserves the world. She deserves the best. Alright, next up we have Bert. Bert, we're gonna put by boring. I don't have much to say about this guy. Next we have Piper. Piper. Yeah, let's put Piper by good. I would have put her by best of the best. But she does, like, the more I started thinking about Piper, the more I was like, hold on. I still love this character, right? But she manipulated her family into going to Thailand. So the reason why the Ratcliffes are at the White Lotus in Thailand is because Piper tells them that she is doing her doctorate research thesis, and she's doing it in Thailand, which means she needs to go to the Buddhist monks and all of that. But in episode 5, it's actually revealed to the audience and obviously to the parents that she is not doing a thesis. She is not studying. She wants to live in Thailand. She wants to move there. So she manipulated her family big time. And the more this character is fleshed out, she stops becoming my favorite character in the season, and she goes down a bit. Because the more I started thinking about her, it was just like, not everyone has the money and the privilege to do something like this, to get their family to go to another country, and then to say that she's going to stay in that country and live in that country. First off, she doesn't have a job. That's not really established to her. She dropped out of university. She's not doing a thesis. She doesn't have an income. And now she says that she's going to live in Thailand. And I just kept on thinking to myself, what money? She didn't have an income before the trip. She doesn't have an income during the trip. I'm assuming her plan is to get a job, and I think she does kind of mention that in episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. But from what I gathered from episode 5 was that she wants to be there. She likes the morals and the values of the Buddhist monks. She finds it relaxing. She wants to go there. Her mother is saying, like, we Christian, like, you're not even Chinese, which I found to be such an offensive comment like you don't have to be Chinese in order to be Buddhist. It's so. I mean, I think when Victoria said that, I think it was really a reflection on how narrow-minded the Radcliffes are, or rather, how narrow-minded Victoria and her husband are. And I mean, I would even say maybe to a certain extent that maybe Saxon is also a bit narrow-minded in that regard. But I don't think I've heard Saxon say something so offensive, or at least not yet. Or if he has, I may have just tried to erase that from my brain. But yeah, I really like Piper, but you know, she's no longer my favorite. I just like the more I kept on thinking of the context of it was just like how I'm not just it's not to say that it's a bad thing that if you are living off of your parents' privilege and you're living off your parents' money and you get to go to a different country and experience and live like that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. But what I am saying about Piper is that she lives off her parents' financial stability. She doesn't have an income herself. She dropped out of university. She only told her parents at the resort. And now she wants to live in Thailand. Um, yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish that they would have brought up the whole financial thing. But then again, it's the White Lotus. You kind of just assume that everyone that attends the hotel is rich enough, and the kids who have the money, it's their parents' money, it's not their money. So yeah. Then we have Rachel. I like Rachel. Yeah, I'm gonna put her by good. She's a journalist and a writer. I like her. But I do know that when she gets married to Shane, Shane is like, no, we have enough money, so you don't have to work. And she kind of like becomes the trophy wife for a bit. But again, I don't think that's her fault. I don't think that's her fault at all. So we're gonna put it by the end of good. Actually, now I think about it, I'm gonna put her by boring. No, not by boring. Sorry, by okay. And also, after Victoria made that comment about being a Buddhist, I'm gonna put her by nope. Okay, let's put it by boring. I'll be nice. Okay, next we have Jacqueline. Nope. I'm sorry. Okay, just a fair warning. I don't like the trio that go to the White Lotus Hotel in season 3. They kind of come across as annoying, definitely annoying, especially Jacqueline. And also, Jacqueline's not a good friend, so therefore she gets to go to Nope. But especially episode 5, where this guy, I think his name's Alexi. I wonder if he's here. No, he's not. But he kept on saying to Lori, like, oh, he finds you cute, you guys should. And I mean, even she was like, you should have, spent the night with him. And then next thing you know, Alexi goes into her room and they spend the night. And she is married. It's revealed that she's married to a much younger guy. She's an actress. People have recognized her. And then you get to see that part where they go to the club in Thailand. And, she's there. There's like a group of girls staring at her. And I thought the reason why they were staring at her was because, oh, she's an actress. And now she's, dancing with 2 other guys, getting it up in there. When clearly she's married. But it turns out the 3 women that were staring at her was because they had a thing going on with Alexi, which I think would have been like a fair warning / red flag. Like, don't do that sort of thing. Don't go to random clubs with strangers in a foreign country and get intoxicated. I think that kind of goes without saying. Next thing you know, next character we have Ty. Sorry, not Ty. Kai. from season 1. He has a thing for Paula, and he kind of gets riled up about the fact that, you know, he is native to Maui, and he ends up stealing from the rich. And I think that was under Paula's influence, if I'm not mistaken. I would still say he's a good kid. It's just unfortunate that he did that sort of thing. So I'm gonna put him by okay. It's just I don't get why, but he did it. Okay. Next we have Rattler. I'm gonna put him by boring. Next to his wife. Next we have Cameron. Cameron is a full-on nope. Like bottom of the. I just don't like Cameron. Okay. He's played by Theo James, which is a bit unfortunate because I like Theo James just fine. It's just put him by nope. Next we have Giuseppe. He is the piano player. He's the piano player. I'm gonna put him by okay. Laurie goes to nope. Okay, this is a bit unfair. This is a bit unfair to Laurie. So when we meet Laurie in season 3 of The White Lotus, we find that she's going through a very rough divorce. She has a 9-year-old. Was it a 9-year-old child? Well, she has a child, and she has to pay alimony. And on top of that, she was not made partner at her law firm. So she does have a bit more development than her other two friends, and therefore she kind of deserves to go to boring, but okay, well, she's better than okay. So I kind of feel sorry for her, especially because of how her friends treat her, so I'm gonna put her at the top of okay. Next we have Mook. I love Lisa. I love Lisa from Blackpink. Really talented singer, very talented rapper. I will say I love Mook. If this was the person, I'd put her by best of the best. She wants to make a name for herself as well. So very similar to Guy Talk. So I'm going to put her by good. I like her better than Guy Talk. I like her better than Tanya. I'm going to put her there. Next we have Albie. I liked Albie in season 2. But he is... The more you get to know Albie, the more he comes across as the quote-unquote nice guy, if you get my drift. He does get convinced that Lucia is in love with him, even though in reality it's like, no, she's just doing her job. So in that regard, I kind of feel sorry for him, but he comes across as the quote-unquote nice guy. You know, the type of guy that he feels he deserves Portia and Lucia and that sort of thing. Is he a bad guy? No, I still think he's still young. He has a lot of time to grow out of that sort of mentality. But again, it's... I don't know. In the later season of season 2, he's just annoying. I'm gonna put him by okay. Next we have Kate. Okay, so before I started filming this video, I was trying to figure out where exactly am I going to put these characters. And going into this particular video, I thought I was going to put Kate, Laurie, and Jacqueline at the very bottom, because they just annoyed me from the get-go. But the more I watched the show, the more development we got in these characters, obviously, that sort of vibe. Yeah. I will say, out of all 3 characters, I'm only going to put Jacqueline officially at the bottom. I don't think I'll move her up. Kate does end up gossiping with Jacqueline. That sort of vibe. The 3 of them do not make a good group of friends. I feel like they should just go to Splitsville and just find other people that align themselves with her. She does say that she goes to a church in Texas that's more of the like conservative side. Um, but I will say, out of the three of them, she is the most responsible. In episode 5, when she sees the situation going off, then she's like, okay, maybe we should just go to bed. Maybe we should go to bed. So I do see her as being the more responsible person out of the three of them. Um, if we had to think about putting a label on each of them, I would say Lori is more of the innocent one, whereas Jacqueline is like the queen bee of the group, and then Kate would be the responsible one if we had to put labels on it. Um, Fun fact: the actress got this haircut just before filming, which is interesting. Um, she kind of redeems herself, so I'm very tempted to put her by good because the situation with the women could have been really dangerous. Yeah, I'm gonna put it by the end of good. Next up, we have Nicole, played by my favorite actress, Connie Britton. I love Connie Britton. I saw her in the series Nashville. I just love this actress very much. I also saw her in American Horror Story season 1 in Haunted House. Um, she trying to she doesn't do much. She doesn't. I mean, she just comes across as the rich business woman that's rich and privileged. I'm gonna put her by. It pains me to put her by boring. She's played by Connie Britton, so I'm gonna put it by okay. I'm sorry. And yes, I liked her better than Olivia. But she is. And this is why I'm saying that the Ratcliffes and Connie Britton, Nicole's family are related to each other because I don't know. Maybe it will come out that maybe Nicole and Victoria are sisters. Let me think of that. I'm putting this theory out there. I'm gonna put this theory out there. I'm gonna say the Ratcliffes and Nicole's family are related to each other. I'm gonna say that Parky Posey's character Victoria and Nicole's character are related to each other. I think they're sisters. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm putting this out into the universe, right? Which makes Lachlan and Quinn cousins. You know what that also means? That means Quinn and where's Piper? Where did I put Piper? There they go. That means Quinn and Piper and Quinn and Saxon and Olivia and Saxon and Olivia and Lachlan. You get my drift. Are all cousins. Alright, next we have Quentin. This guy is a slime ball because of the whole thing of putting her on a boat and putting Tanya's safety in jeopardy. He's kind of the ringleader of that, I feel like. So he gets nope. Next we have Lucia. Okay, not gonna lie, I liked Lucia from episode 1, and then we find out like she's a hustler. She hustles her way. She knows how to get herself into the White Lotus. She does it through spending the night with Dominic. Dominic pays for her and for Mia to go into the hotel, use the hotel room, that sort of vibe. And that's how Lucia and Mia end up going with Cameron and I forgot his name. Ethan. So I think in that regard, there's a lot of manipulating. Let's put it by boring. I'm gonna change boring to do not like. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I like her better than Rick. The things that she does. I wouldn't say she's good. I'm gonna put it by okay, but I'm gonna put her next to Connie Britton's character. Next we have Mia. Mia I like, but again, she kind of gets sucked into Lucia's world. I'm gonna put it by good. I do think she can grow out of it. Next we have Ethan. Okay, Ethan I found to be boring, to be honest, which I do not like. Okay, fine. He's just a bit boring as a character. I know that it's implied that something happens between him and Daphne, and when Cameron gets Lucia and Mia to spend the night, tempts him to do something as well. No, was that there? I'm sorry. He's better than Victoria, we'll say that. Better than Bert. Better than, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Better than Rick. I don't know this character, so automatic nope. Nope, let's put her by okay, because like, I can't say I dislike her. I'm gonna just put it at the end. Alright, next we have Harper. Harper I like. I'm gonna put her next to Valentina. Daphne! Oh gosh, let's talk about Daphne for a bit before I put her on here. Actually, let's do her last. Let's do Daphne last. Next we have Kitty. Kitty is Shane's mother, and we know that she's practically the reason why Shane is the way he is. Shane is a mama's boy. Yeah, I'm gonna put it by nope. Next we have I know the actor's name is Lucas Cage, but I can't remember the character. I don't know. Let me see. I did Google the people's names. Let me go. Yeah, let me see. Dylan. Oh, there we go. Dylan. Dylan. He does go through that drug bender with Armand. We'll put him at the. Yeah, I'm gonna put them right in the middle. You know what? He's okay. I'm gonna put him by okay. Okay, next we have Mark. Again, this is another character I'm like, I don't even know where to put him. He's just smack bang in the middle, to be honest. Yeah. Next we have Daphne. Daphne's the last one. So when it comes to Daphne, what I will say is, like, she has an affair with her gym instructor. So all of her kids with Cameron have blonde hair, blue eyes. But Cameron, as you can see, is a brunette. So she does have an affair with the gym instructor. But Cameron has affairs all the time. I feel like, I can't remember if this was established, but they have an open marriage. And it's heavily implied that she's, sleeps with Ethan. But she's also a character that kind of annoys me. So, boop, there we go. And this is how we're looking. So, my number one character, best of the best, we have Belinda. Second place, we have Chelsea. And third place, we have Mook. And right at the bottom, our bottom three are Quentin, Cameron, and Jacqueline. I'm going to change that actually, because where Jacqueline just straight up had an affair, Greg is dangerous, and he's not just annoying. He kind of deserves to go there as well. I should probably move Rick as well down there, because I mean he goes literally across the country to do revenge. But okay, I think for Rick, let's put him at the end of Do Not Like. Alright, here we have the characters. I hope this was a really good one for all of you. I had a ton of fun while putting this together. Let me know what you think of the White Lotus down in the comments. What is your favorite season so far? Is your favorite season season 1, season 2, or season 3? For me personally, I'm enjoying season 3. I want to say my favorite season is probably season 1, but I think if the day changes, you could ask me the same question, it will change. But I find that all 3 seasons are really good. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in episode 6 of the White Lotus of season 3. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me in today's episode. If you did come this far in the episode, please let me know down below who your favorite character is. Also, don't forget to leave the video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more. I do plan on talking about the White Lotus. I'm going to do a review of episodes 1 to 5 of season 3, and then from season 3 episode 6 onwards I'll do a separate review with one big review coming up. So if you are someone who is a fan of the White Lotus, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I do love to post daily on YouTube. And also be sure, if you have a TikTok account, to follow me on TikTok. That's Sassy Critic. Sassy Critic on TikTok. I post on TikTok every single day of the week. Except for Saturdays and Sundays. I post Mondays to Fridays. But yeah, follow me on TikTok and also follow me on Instagram. That will be sass_sayed. I will be linking down my social media down below. On Instagram, I like to do weekly polls to get your opinion. And that also means you guys get to vote on a movie I get to watch and review. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me in for today. I hope you have a lovely day further. And until the next one, I will say, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.